But Shan, let me just say, quite literally, you are being triangulated in this moment. What just happened, I just want you to know. What just happened is Mont just said, I'm just so happy that women in your generation lied about them being 304s. And women in my generation are being honest about it. Like, and then you're like, oh my God, yeah! Women in my generation did lie about being 304s, and they were just hiding it. And women nowadays are. And we got into the conversation of talking about children. That's how that happened. So that's what you call peak triangulation. He tried to say, you somehow, your generation did something better. In my opinion, I think your generation did something worse. I don't think you did anything better. You're hiding something. When did lying become better than the truth?
Trev,
you know that, Trev.
Trev, you know how she's right. You know how you can prove it? I bet you right now in your mind, you remember who the hoe was when you were in school.
Right,
my school was lucky enough to have two of them.
Exactly. Yeah. Right now, if we ask, like my son is 20, if I ask him who the hoes were that he went to school with, he'd be like, Dad, all of them. Like it's not even memorable anymore because it's so common. Like the girls who were sucking dick when we were in high school, few and far in between. Right now, most of them are. Like, it just talk to your kids. They'll tell you like, Dad, yeah, I don't know how you said you was 16. Bro, I was 14. Like, wait, hold on. First of all, nigga, why were you 14 getting head? But that's what kids are dealing with. Like being promiscuous and sexually advanced is normal now for this generation.
I think it depends on the school that you went to.
Careful.
It depends on the school that you went to, right? So when you go to a suburban school or a school in certain other places, right, you're gonna have one or two hoes, maybe three, whatever. If you go to a school in the city, you're gonna have a ton of hoes. These bitches fucking in the bathroom. It ain't gonna be one bitch fucking in the bathroom. It's gonna be getting under the steps, like at football games. It's like
I do realize y'all are talking about minors right now, right? You're calling a minor a bitch. Like, I just want you to know you're talking about minors. When you're talking about high school, you're talking about minors, children. I want y'all to know that.
Thank you.
Just kind of throw that out. No. Yeah. Just throwing that out there that you're talking about minors.
Thank you. Okay.
Well, you wouldn't care because you got your fiance.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, amazing.
So yeah, you're right.
Yeah, absolutely. We love you, PI. So yeah, as I was saying, these little girls are fucking under the steps, and they fucking in the bathrooms. And they leaving the class, they actually getting the hall pass, go to the bathroom, they getting fucked. So that's how I was when I was in school.
Having teenage sons, I don't know how I thought that maybe it would be like I was in school. Not that many girls were fucking until we were seniors, and then pretty much everybody wasn't a virgin. But talking to my son in the 8th grade, he's like, sophomore girls are trying to get him to, and he's like, Dad, it's just how it is. I asked his mom, and he was like, yeah, look at it. She sent me screenshots of stuff that girls were sending to his phone, like talking about, hey, can we hang out? Is your mom home? I'll come over. I'll leave before she gets there. Like, that is cool. That is like the normal thing for them to do now. So
it's very normal. I work in a high school. It's very normal.
It's a fact. I work in a school. I work with 8th graders, and the things I see every day is wild.
8th grade.
Right.
Yeah, I work with 8th graders.
When my son was in 8th grade is when I had the head conversation with him.
I'm gonna say this, that quite literally.
All right, so hold on, guys. We're gonna have to be very careful as to how we parse our words with this particular portion. It's rather sensitive, and I kind of want to drop it for real because I don't.
Because if we're gonna do it, we have to be
very careful. Yeah, we have to be very careful.
I think we should drop it. I think we should leave it alone.
Yeah,
I think we should drop it.
High school are doing. Yes, I do think we should stop talking about that.
Yes, I do think that, but I do think that there is a conversation wherever it needs to be had, but with a solution.
But Shan, let me just say, quite literally, you are being triangulated in this moment. What just happened, I just want you to know. What just happened is Mont just said, I'm just so happy that women in your generation lied about them being 304s. And women in my generation are being honest about it. Like, and then you're like, oh my God, yeah. Women in my generation did lie about being 304s, and they were just hiding it. And women nowadays are. And we got into the conversation of talking about children. That's how that happened. So that's what you call peak triangulation. He tried to say, you somehow, your generation did something better. In my opinion, I think your generation did something worse. I don't think you did anything better. You're hiding something. When did lying become better than the truth? Would you not rather see what people are actually doing rather than hiding it? When did hiding things become good? Like, is that not what caused the entire house in Virginia epidemic? Was people hiding things and doing things on the down low? Is that not a problem? Somehow we're sitting here we're pedestalizing people lying, and then we start this entire 1 second. We started this whole conversation by saying, who lies more? And you quickly said women. So I'll say this: your generation of women lied more. Your generation of women lied.
Sure.
This generation of women are telling the truth, and the men can't handle it, right? So that I would like to add that in for consideration, that maybe that's what's happening, because I'm sick and tired of women in older generation demonizing women in the younger generation for simply being upfront about their mistakes, being upfront about their truths, because they actually didn't have a choice. We gave them iPads and phones before they can walk. So they were forced to grow up in front of us on camera. And we're sitting here, oh my God, clutch pearls. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have gave him a phone.
So
Shan,
I think
real
there's
quick.
let me say this.
No, I
real
got
quick.
you, Shan. But real
So-
quick, I just want to ask you, did you understand my sarcasm when I was talking about women of your generation? Or did you think that I was saying that y'all did the right thing? Just curious. Did you understand that?
So let me say this real fast. It was not popular to want to give yourself out. I'm not saying we hid it. It just was not popular. That's just not something. That's not something most women did. Okay. Second of all, if you did do it, you didn't brag about it. It wasn't a badge of honor. So you don't get on the internet saying, "Oh, I give it to everybody." That wasn't a badge of honor. Everybody makes mistakes, absolutely, but you don't brag on your mistakes. You try to correct your mistakes, right? So I think that is the difference. That was not popular to sit there and just sleep around with people. It just wasn't. From at my school, that just wasn't popular.
But did you understand, at least when I was saying that to you, that it was sarcasm? I wasn't actually saying that you guys were.
And they still was lying. Period.
Okay, I just, because if you thought I was being, no, that was sarcasm.
That's it. That's all. Women
I
still
was
lying.
calling y'all essentially hypocrites, and saying that y'all did the same thing, but y'all hate it. But
Hey, we can't argue with that, nigga. You seen Freak Nick videos? We know
exactly, I was gonna
what-
bring Freak Nick.
Yeah. Watch the documentary. I put your auntie in.
Oh, Freaknik was
Somebody, mama,
You said
and
Ashanti
auntie was
was
in
in-
Freaknik. I don't
I
care
said,
what
I
nobody
bet
say.
some of
Somebody,
y'all
mama was in
aunties
there.
ran. I've seen Freak
I
Nick.
stand by what I
Yeah.
say. It was not.
That
It
shit
was
was
not a
wild.
badge of honor. It was not.
In
Some
2026 is a
people,
bad
obviously,
honor,
had
yo.
Uncle Luke, all of those people, but the majority of people, it was not a badge of honor. That's just what I remember, as I recall. I'm from Alabama. It just wasn't a thing. Maybe it was in your city. I don't.
Shit, it ain't safe to be a hoe in Alabama. Y'all HIV rate higher than giraffe pussy.
Shan, they still lying about it.
Still.
Yeah.
Shan, don't make them make you feel bad. They still lying about it. They just do
I'm
it
not. I
different.
stick to that's what I remember. You can't make me change my memory.
He's
I'm just gonna keep on my
triangulating. He's triangulating like he did, and that's
Maybe
what,
women wasn't as
Yeah.
sexualized back then.
And
I'm not
that's the
saying
part.
that, you know what I mean? It wasn't what it is now, because I'm Generation X. It wasn't what it was now.
Wait,
It
so
seems
That's
it-
not-
What's your
you're
generation?
You're talking about
more
Luke. That's
teen
one
babies.
person.
You
That
guys
was
had
a
more teen
demographic of
babies.
people.
you
That's
guys
not how
had
the majority
more
were.
STDs. I'm so. What in the world are you talking about? Gen X had a lot going on. Let's not do this.
Gen X is the reason why millennials were a little bit more careful. So let's not go too much on that.
Like, I mean, seriously, what are we talking
not
about?
careful.
Y'all was
what?
walling for respect.
Hey, so is this a millennial versus Gen X thing right now? Because I
I
don't know.
don't know. I think I'm the only millennial on
I
here.
need
No,
to know
I
where
am.
I-
It is millennial.
Oh,
I just
okay.
checked it out. It's millennials. It's
I
not.
need to
Gen-
know where I fall. So
Please
wait,
speak.
where does this shit start? Like,
Someone posted
Willie,
it.
you're a millennial. You're a millennial like
I'm
me.
42. How the fuck am I a millennial?
You're a millennial.
No, you're a
You were
millennial.
born in. You're
I'm
a
at the
millennial.
tail
You're born
end
in the
of
80s.
Gen X.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
I
Say man,
barely made it.
Y'all Gen X niggas. My bad. I'm team millennial then.
Oh,
That's the
well.
case.
Wait,
a rising
millennials is not like
rising
born in the
2000.
90s? That's born in
No.
the 80s?
No, well,
No.
The cutoff
80s.
was like 94, 95.
Yeah,
I
94.
Yeah, I'm at the
think.
end too, Trev. I'm
The next
79.
is online acting all cute.
Oh, yeah, 79.
See, Toya, see this is the thing.
You know what Gen X was.
Millennials were drug dealers. Your generation of drug users.
Oh, no,
Right.
not me, not my generation. I don't know about that.
That's the difference.